Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, August 14th.
I just got really lightheaded.
You did?
Yeah. Call EMS.
That call saved the life of a Flagler County Sheriff's deputy. Police say Deputy Nick Hoosier was exposed to fentanyl while drug testing during a traffic stop Thursday. Sheriff Rick Stilley says the deputy was pulling over a reckless driver who fled a hit and run in Bunnell.
By the grace of God, we're not bearing a deputy today, after he was overcome by fentanyl while testing suspected cocaine during a traffic stop. Fortunately, another deputy was with him and was able to administer 2 doses of Narcan, which saved his life while waiting for EMS to respond. He was transported to the hospital and later released to recover at home. Fortunately, there was no permanent injury. The suspect that had the fentanyl and various other narcotics went to jail and is residing at the Green Roof Inn where he belongs. He's lucky he's not charged with murder.
The driver, 61-year-old George Clemens of Crescent City, faces charges of DUI, leaving the scene of a crash with damage and a host of drug counts. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Whether it's solar or cable, no matter what they're selling, door-to-door solicitations can be a nuisance, but residents have rights. Barb Grossman is the manager of Palm Coast Code Enforcement.
Well, the way it works is you're required to have a solicitation permit/license, but we call it a permit right now. And with that, there are restrictions as to certain activities. For instance, the school, you can't be any closer than 200 feet. If somebody has on their door that there's no solicitation, and if you're knocking, if you're ringing the doorbell, if you're approaching the garage, the best thing to do is to contact the Flagler County Sheriff's Office at 313-4911, the non-emergency number, to file a complaint to have them removed. If they don't have a sign on their door and the solar company I don't happen to have no solicitation, so they come to the door, they would have to produce identification and also a copy of the permit to say that they are registered with the City of Palm Coast, and they only can do it from certain hours, which is 9 to 6.
To get that permit, they must pass a background check. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
Honor fallen firefighters from 9/11 at a local event.
It's nearly time for the 3rd annual 9/11 Memorial Tribute Stair Climb on Monday, September 11th at the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa on Ocean Crest Drive in Palm Coast at 8 a.m. The opening ceremony will begin at 8:15 a.m. Lacey Martin is the event coordinator.
This year is the 3rd annual 9/11 Memorial Tribute Stair Climb. We've done it in the past with Flagler County Fire Rescue, and since I no longer work there, I took it with me because it's near and dear to my heart, and I work with Flagler County Fire Rescue and the Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa to get this put on for the first responders that want to participate and even regular people who just want to come out and pay tribute to the lost lives of 9/11. It's really for anybody who wants to pay tribute. So basically what you do is you're going to climb up 110 flights, which is how many stairs the Twin Towers were. So cops and firefighters both made that trek, and unfortunately some of them didn't come back down.
In addition, there will be an American flag flyover by Flagler County Fireflight. Plus, each climber will carry poker chips with them that depict the faces of the 343 lives lost for all 110 flights. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
SMART is Saving Missing Animals Response Team.
Recently, a couple of representatives from SMART were on the Business Report here on WNZF. Shara tells the story of rescuing Rocky, who she said was here with his humans visiting Flagler Beach. She said they were from the Philippines and they spoke little English.
They were here. Something spooked their dog down on A1A. 3 or 4 days of searching. We had no sightings. We put up signs. I always put up poster board and signs, flyers for missing dogs for the calls.
Shara said, calls they got.
We got a call that somebody in their backyard saw Rocky actually across on one of the barrier islands down in Flagler Beach.
The Business Report is on WNZF Saturday mornings at 10 and on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, Rocky's Rescue. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Lee Show with your WNZF local sports update.
It's game week in Football County. High school football preseason will conclude with a pair of kickoff classics this week. Matanzas had an inter-squad scrimmage Friday night. Pirate coach Matt Forrest on his team's performance.
I think we're probably as far along as we've ever been as a program. I think we've got great knowledge and recall of what we're trying to do offensively and defensively. I think our special teams look where they need to be. During the week, our special teams look pretty solid. We got a lot of guys that have played the football, and defensively we played solid. Didn't really make any mistakes. Just a couple weeks here and there. I think offensively we got to do a lot better job executing. But again, kind of the way camp goes.
The Pirates will be at defending state runner-up Mainland. Coach on the importance of challenging his team in an exhibition.
You got to find out where your team's at. You got to find out where your program's at. Mainland has been a kingpin in this region for many, many years. At the end of the day, you want to play teams like that to kind of see where you're at and where your program is and where your kids are.
That game is at Daytona Stadium, 7 p.m. Friday. FPC is Duval bound to take on the Atlantic Coast Stingrays. Caden Gonzalez was the only FPC quarterback to suit up for the spring game versus Riverside. Friday night, he'll be joined in competition by Cole Walker, who played at FPC last season, Nice in the spring, and returned to Palm Coast for the fall, Ladarius Simmons, who transferred from Father Lopez in the summer, and freshman Mike London. That game Friday is at 7 p.m. in Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars played their first preseason game Saturday night in Dallas, defeating the Cowboys 28-23. Trevor Lawrence had an interception early, but finished 5 for 6 with 36 yards, including a 9-yard touchdown pass to Christian Kirk.
Just starting a little faster, can't turn the ball over, put our defense in that situation. I think we know that, just a bad throw by me. So, we'll watch the tape, we'll get better, and that's a good thing. I think we're getting better every day.
Jaguars coach Doug Peterson's assessment of his team after one game.
I guess some good and some bad. Obviously, start with the good, how the offense rebounded and was able to put the ball in the end zone after the special teams play there. I think defensively, too, coming away with some takeaways right there. I think some of the young guys in the second half, our quarterback, Nate, did a nice job stepping in and making some plays and coming up big. Overall, a lot of things to clean up, but there is some positive that we'll take a look at and build on.
The Jaguars' next preseason game is Saturday at 1 in Detroit. They open the regular season September 10th against the Colts. Hear that game and all Jaguar regular season games right here on WNZF. Matanzas Volleyball has their preseason classic at the Ship Thursday at 6. We're your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.
Wake up with Flagler's Morning News. Stay connected with the latest stories and events by visiting WNZF News Radio on Facebook. Watch the Flagler's Morning News video posted every weekday morning and stay informed in Flagler County. Facebook.com/newsradio WNZF.